park. I think it was the 4th of July. It was just a Saturday there in the park. I think it was the 4th of July. And there were people talking, really smiling, a man selling ice cream, singing Italian songs.
Our style is kind of rock and roll music in the barbershop style. That's our little niche in this thing, and we're having a blast.
And I've been waiting such a long time. Saturday. I think it was the 4th of July. It was just a I think it was the 4th of July.
So we do it because we love music, we love singing, we love hanging out with each other.
Take a trip in my rocket ship. We'll have a lovely afternoon.
The lead obviously sings the melody, and it's in the interior of the chord. This is, of course, a cappella, unaccompanied, just the voices. The bass sings the lowest notes, the tenor sings the highest notes, and the baritone sings the notes that are left over to make the chord. A lot of times leads and baritones are crossing above and below each other because the melody's in the interior, and sometimes the harmony needs to go a certain way to get all the notes into the chord. A lot of times in recordings, people tend to go through and digitally adjust what they've done to try to make it perfect. And we try to do that without recording. We try to line everything up mathematically.
And in the barbershop world, a tag is like the coda of a song. It's the end of a song, and so you get 4 parts, you teach people the 4 parts, and then you just sing it just for fun to ring the chords. And so that's something that barbershoppers just do for fun.
And the cool thing about tag singing is no matter where you go, when you're surrounded by other barbershoppers, they've sang the same tags before too. So like I've never met Jem before and I'm already singing with him, you know. So that's one of the cool things about barbershop.
Yep. Strangers from all over the world. Teach them 4 parts and get to sing.
Will Mary, you'll be my blushing bride. I will smile all the while you're by my side.
Also expansion into popular music repertoire in general of the last 20, 30 years has been pretty big. Just
Appeals to a lot larger of a crowd, you know.
Babe, here's what's happening today. We're gonna melt your troubles away. Pull that switch and we're off to the Milky Way. We're leaving today. Let's get on our way. Come and
This is something that is that it's an outlet for everything creative. It's a way to enhance our lives.
world goodbye and away we'll fly. Let's fly. Destination moon.
Travel the fast as light till we're lost from sight. The earth is like a toy balloon. What a thrill you'll get riding on a jet.
A big jet. Destination moon.
We'll go up
straight to the
Yeah, a term we've used for decades in our genre is lock and ring. Lock essentially meaning things that are locked and in tune. Ringing essentially meaning that we're creating something larger than the 4 notes, creating something more in the overtone series, a 5th or a 6th or a 7th note that's not being sung but is being heard, because the math is pure and lines up.
Pull the switch, let's go. Destination moon, destination headed for consolation. Destination moon, moon, moon. There once was a time when the colorful thing to do, the colorful thing to do was to call for a date on a bicycle built for two.
So I am a software engineer. That's my day job.
I am a primary care physician.
I'm a quality engineer for Lyft in San Francisco.
And I work for the Presidio National Park as an IT analyst. When it's right, it is a feeling unlike any other feeling in the world. And you get that lock and that ring, and it just buzzes, and it feels like the sound is just, you can't help but contribute to the sound.
Like, I don't think they know that it's ringing, but they can feel that it's ringing, that it's so tight, that it's four people moving together, just, and that it be so fun.
Let's go up to the stars, we'll steal low. Destination. Time for us to go, so let's fly high up in the sky. You and I. We're flying high up in the sky. Way up.
Well, it's really about the effect. We have 3 scoring categories. We have a singing category, which evaluates the individual and group artistry and singing production. We have a performance category, which evaluates overall impact, visceral effect. We evaluate the fitness of the song into the style, and also to the level of tension and release and musical shaping in songs. We look for the overview and the nuance. I mean, as anyone who goes to a concert knows, you don't really pick it apart, you just let it wash over you. Posting is when one voice holds a note for a long time and other voices move around it in harmony. It's that simple. So here we go.
Is that pretty hard to do?
Well, the experienced singers among us who have great lung capacity and great experience, it's not all that difficult, but it's a skill we all need to learn.
Sweet Irish mother of mine.
I'll spot you if you need it.
Sweet Irish mother.
They've been pushing toward getting more modern songs arranged.
Audiences are incredibly supportive no matter where you go. My sister sings in cover bands and bars, and she is often told me of how jealous she is that everyone sits and watches, and when you're done they clap and stand up, and as long as they're not throwing things at her, she thinks she's doing a good job.
When everything is lined up and everything is perfectly in sync and we're all executing those things together, it sends a message and delivers a musical message that allows the artistry of what we're singing to shine through.
The way Barbershop is constructed allows the four of our voices to create far more than four notes at once, and those are the overtones. That's the ring that you talk about as something it's difficult to capture in a recording, and when you experience it in person, it's an incredible experience.
And what is your favorite songs that you guys like to perform?
Well, we've got a couple of charts like Hard to Say I'm Sorry and Saturday in the Park from Chicago. We've got some Cheap Trick.
Okay, we need to do the Cheap Trick harmony. I've got to hear this. All right, will you do it for me?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, your call.
A flat. A flat.
Da 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 I need you to need me. I'd love you to love me. Yes, I'm begging you to beg for me, baby, 'cause I want you to want me. I need for you to need me. Yes, I know I'd love just for you to love me. Listen, I'll shine out my old brown shoes, and I'll put on a brand new shirt. I'll get home early from work. If you say that you love me, say that you love me, baby. But did not see you crying, boy. And did not see you crying, oh babe. I know that feeling all alone without a friend. You know you feel like dying, boy. And did not see you crying. You cried over me. Gonna tell you, I know there ain't no doubt I do. I mean it that I want you now. I want you and I need you. Yeah, oh, I seen you crying over me. I'll shine out my old brown shoes and I'll put on a brand new shirt. I'll get home early from work. If you say that you love me, say that you love me, oh baby, yes I want you to want me, 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 I want you, baby. Did not see you crying, did not see you crying. Oh, now, baby, I want you now to love me. Won't you love me, baby? I want you now to love me. That is what I want, that's what I need.